Hey friends, DW Shepherd here. I'm supposed to be purging my kitchen because we are getting ready for a move, but we are currently nearing the end of September and I've recently learned about this thing called Preptober, and I don't actually know what it is, but I really like the sound of it. So I'm gonna figure out what Preptober is because I think I want to do it. I believe, if I understand correctly, Preptober is there to help you get ready for NaNoWriMo, which seems really smart. Having tried NaNoWriMo before, pantsing that can be pretty intense, so doing some prep work beforehand seems pretty smart to me. I don't know if it makes me kind of an overthinker that I'm prepping for Preptober, but I don't know what I'm doing, and I figure rather than disregarding that other people do know this and they figure this out, I'm gonna learn from people who come before me. So I'm gonna prep for Preptober. So watched a video by Cavanaugh about if you're gonna be a Nano Rebel. I've definitely done that before. I've tried to do a revision NaNoWriMo, but I think this Nano, I'm going to actually be writing a brand new novel. So interesting to see her perspective and ways to approach it as a rebel. That's a great resource for anybody who is dealing with a kind of setup like that. She's got some interesting information on her Preptober and how to be a Nano Rebel. So Brooke from By the Brook has a pretty good set of basics. Mostly what I'm figuring out so far is it really is just about getting organized and making some decisions ahead of time so you're not trying to make decisions in the middle of it. Figure out your schedule, make sure you have a good outline if you're not going to pants the project. I like how she kind of grudgingly admits that her outline helped. She's got some good tips in there and some ideas about how to plan a gradual progression as far as how you're going to write each day, so that's cool too. There's been some cool Preptober bullet journal setups. I've been watching Adele Marie's Preptober setup from this year, just a little bit earlier this month. So that's cool to see what she's doing and to see what she's got on her checklist. So that's awesome. Kind of fun. I watched Rayleigh Bradshaw's Preptober tag video where she answers the tag created by Danny Darling. Kind of fun watching how she prepped last year and just what her plans were and how she was approaching that. Sometimes it's good to get kind of grounded and see what other people are doing. Abby Emmons said something that's really, just in the beginning of her video on how she prepares for NaNoWriMo, she talked about just preparing mentally and emotionally, and those are two big pieces I think that it's good to address before you even dive in, so I really like that. That's a smart thing to really look at. I have some thoughts about how I can do that. I definitely think I'll incorporate some specific intentions for how I'm going to prep in that way for Preptober. I think that's great. So one of the things I'm loving about this video from Abby Emmons is how hardcore she is about plotting and preparing for this, because this is something that I am determined to change about how I have approached writing in the past. And I don't necessarily harsh on myself for this, but going forward I want to handle things differently, and I like how in-depth she is. You know, she talks about her outline being like 20,000+ words long and how it's like, whoa, that could seem overmuch, but I totally get that because I've had to do that after the fact for my book just to keep my current work in progress having some sense of clarity. And so I have this idea of what I think I want to do for Nano, and the idea of having so much of it really sorted out ahead of time sounds really exciting for me, and that's the thing that's I think most exciting to me about the idea of Preptober is really getting that ready. So that sort of sings to my heart, the way that she's talking about that. I like that. So I really like Natalie Lee's Preptober workbook idea, and part of the reason that I'm actually most excited about this is I haven't started a brand new book in a long time, several years, and so some of that feels really kind of nerve-wracking. Do I really know how to do that, and do I really know how to do that in a way that will make it possible for me to be successful for NaNoWriMo? So I think that's super awesome that she puts that together. I might just be taking advantage of this. Rachel Stephen, love her video. She talks about her NaNoWriMo prep checklist. She's got a great one here. She talks about some organization. She talks a lot about the community, which I think is a big part of it, and I like that. She talks about just the different ways that you can connect with your community, whether you're on Twitter or you get on a Discord channel or dive into the NaNoWriMo forums and stuff. So she's got some really good stuff on here as well that I really like. She talks about having really good goals and rewards at the end. She's got some really good stuff in this video, and I like how she just actually set up her video. It's making it really easy to digest as far as approaching your prep work. I like this a lot. She does a good job talking about prepping your life as well as prepping your writing. She has a pretty grounded approach to it. I like this. Definitely going to revisit this. Okay, so that was really interesting to go through what some of the community has talked about, some of these people, again, who've gone before and have some ideas. I think I'm going to sit down and spend some time going through a couple of the videos again and putting together my own checklist of what I think I want to look into for prepping for my Preptober.